in your kid's school. Everyone is frustrated or angry, and we want to see actual change. I'm inspired by you. I'm inspired by everyone who is driven by us. This right here, this is what democracy looks like. I want to call the mic to Representative Cotter.
Someone hold it for her while she reads.
Put your mouth right on it.
Sorry, everybody.
There you go.
I'm Cotter. I represent Exeter, Richmond, and Hopkinton. And thanks to grassroots organizers and groups like the Working Families Party and people like you here today, I'm here because we never back down. In 2022, I ran against an insurrectionist who did nothing for my district except pose for photos on January 6th. And we beat him.
Yes.
Then when they said we couldn't do it again, we did that. They said we couldn't win in a conservative district. But we proved everybody wrong. Because we fought for the people, and when you fight for the people fight for you. When it comes down to it, people don't care about labels, they care about their lives. They care about their kids' schools, their mom's health care, and the rising costs that makes it harder and harder to just breathe.
We care about the Constitution.
The real issue, not the noises, not the conspiracy theories. We win. And some of us know what that looks like. That looks like affordable health care that doesn't bankrupt you. It's public schools that are well funded and child care families can count on. Clean air and strong forests and a fair taxation because the wealthy need to pay their fair share. But here's the thing. When millionaires
Wilcox. He has been hands-on in Richmond and bringing power back to local people there.
They can hear me now? Hello everyone, I'm Sam Wilcox, president of the Richmond Town Council. I work as a paralegal thanks to a Pell Grant that I received around 2013 as a young single working mother. And I work hard to improve my situation, and I'm grateful for the government assistance that helps me provide for my family, support my family, buy a home. But when I was elected to the Richmond Town Council in 2022, I was the only Democrat on a Republican-controlled town council, 4-1. The Republican majority tried to give tax breaks to people on their third or fourth vacation home. And we thought that there was nothing that we could do. But we stopped it. Local people standing up, telling them no, writing to our legislators, thanking the leaders who opposed it. Together, we stopped millionaires from getting tax cuts at the expense of seniors, families, and young professionals. During all that chaos that was my first term, I received a thank you message from a constituent saying that these are not normal times. And they're correct. Those are not normal times in Richmond. And although 2024 brought us a whole new council, it's still not normal times for Westerly, Hopkinton, Charlestown, or our country. Trump won Richmond, but so did the local Democrats. In part because our town doesn't want tax breaks for people on their third or fourth vacation home. Government to support them. We spoke with those who are struggling. It encourages our leaders in D.C. It encourages the leaders on our local school committees. So do not stop speaking or writing or calling. We need you to exercise your voice, and there is no action too small. Thank you.
Hands off! 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 Hands off!
All right, next up, we have Tim Flanagan here from Westerly from the Anti-Racism Coalition.
Sorry, I was just trying to get a picture of everybody.
You guys gotta speak louder and slower.
Hear you!
Okay, how's that?
Yeah!
Thank you. I'm Tim Flanagan from Westerly Anti-Racism Coalition, also known as Westerly ARC. Here to tell you a little bit about our organization and why we're here today. Westerly ARC is a community of volunteers dedicated to embracing multiculturalism to address racism. We have been working for nearly 5 years on our mission to educate, engage, and empower our community on its journey to equity, inclusion, and belonging for all. Over those 5 years, our has achieved many accomplishments. I'm going to highlight some of them for you. We gather weekly. We have gathered since 2020 weekly on the steps of the downtown Westerly Post Office, right next to the library here. On Sundays between 11 and 1, building community while educating ourselves to be better advocates for creating a more equitable and inclusive town. Westerly ARC produces a weekly newsletter. We produce a weekly newsletter with nearly 500 subscribers. Hopefully that will grow today. We're full of information to educate, engage, and empower our community. You can sign up on our website, westerlyarc.weekly.com. You can also see me. What is the local event? What are the things important so that you can create change in your town, in your state? It doesn't end with just this one protest. So find those QR codes, get on our email list. Thank you for coming out. You guys are awesome. Show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like.